Imagine waking up every day feeling trapped, not by chains, but by something far worse: invisible rules, invisible cages built by a world that claims to offer freedom, yet steals your fire piece by piece. You're a founder, an investor, a leader, someone who's tasted what opening new doors can feel like, but still, something gnaws at you: the frustrating drag of systems that promise opportunity but deliver conformity. It's exhausting, isn't it? Giving your best, pushing innovation, navigating endless buzzwords and headlines, only to realize that the bigger the prize, the tighter the grip of invisible control. Every step forward feels like treading water while the world around you gets louder, but not clearer. Now, here's the brutal truth that most won't tell you. What the founders of liberalism really fought for is not the comfort of today's so-called freedoms. They didn't want you to settle for a quiet life within lines drawn by others. They dreamed of a world where your will, not governments, not corporations, not ideologies, shaped your reality. Their vision was wild at its core: individuals unleashed, roaming beyond borders, thinking beyond titles, building beyond systems that try to tame greatness but only suffocate it. It's why feeling alone sometimes is not your fault. The world is not built for the exceptional, it's built for the many. It's set up to process you like a cog, to optimize efficiency at the expense of your unique spark. Programs designed to homogenize, systems crafted to paper over risk, to reward safety first, brilliance second, if at all. That's the painful, ugly truth Silva feels when she realizes her startup's radical idea gets pushed back for the safer middle ground. Or when Paul, an investor with visions so sharp they could cut reality itself, hears the same pitches over and over: safe bets, incremental improvements, polished mediocrity. But what if the problem isn't what you do, but what you believe you can do inside this system? What if the chains are not physical, but mental, made by rules you never agreed to but keep living by because that's the world you inherited? Here's where the founders of liberalism start screaming from history. And it's not with empty slogans, but with a raw, almost dangerous power. Freedom isn't given, it's seized. You, and only you, are the true architect of your destiny. Not the titles you hold, not the alliances you form, not the network everyone talks about. Your freedom, the one that matters, begins when you stop conforming. When you stop believing the lie that your value is defined by others. When you stop trading your unique spark for a rulebook written to contain you. This is a call to burn complacency like kindling, to shatter every pretense that progress happens from the middle of the crowd. Real change, real progress, it starts at the edges. With the rebellious few who dare to say no to complacency, who reject consensus because it's a cage disguised as peace. Those few aren't exceptions, they're the future. And you, yes, you, can be one of those few. But this truth comes with a challenge. It's messy, it's hard, and it'll leave you exposed. Because freedom doesn't grow in comfort zones. It grows where systems crumble and new ideas ignite. This is why old institutions don't just resist your breakthrough, they fear it. Because you threaten the fragile illusions, the neat little bubbles built around rules, conformity, and false promises. You'll face isolation. That's the cost of brilliance. But there's hope beyond the silence and sidelines. What the greatest founders of liberalism offered was not just a call to stand alone, but a blueprint for connection like no other. Not by shrinking yourself to fit the crowd, but by finding those rare few who burn with the same fire. This isn't about building another network or community. Too many have been hollow. It's about creating an autonomous space where your singular flame is not doused but amplified by the flames of others, where misfits don't hide but create an alliance so intense, so tuned to radical possibility that limitations simply fall away. Imagine the power of being relentlessly selective about your company, not settling for the many, but aligning with the rare. The few who are done waiting for permission, done borrowing lives, done living within someone else's rules. When those few come together, their combined force becomes unstoppable, not just for a moment, but for eternity. This is how you reclaim your sovereignty, not with dogma, not with speeches, but through ruthless practice. Question everything relentlessly. Don't take any narrative at face value. Tear down every assumption. The comfort you find in, "this is just how things are," is a cage in disguise. Redefine your reality daily. Shape it with your will alone. Patience is your secret weapon. The world rewards those who play the long game, who understand that liberation isn't a sprint, but an eternal fire, burning steady and bright even when the world tries to snuff it out. The world favors the patient, because liberation doesn't come from compromise. It comes from unwavering persistence. If you feel a quiet tension inside you, a restlessness that never quits, that's not weakness. That's the faint echo of what you were born for. You were never made for average. You were never meant to follow tired scripts or answer to outdated authorities. You were meant to shape what comes next. And no, you are not alone, even when it feels like it. Around the corner, in the shadowed corners where noise fades away, others are waiting. Others who share your fire, your hunger, your refusal to settle. The future doesn't belong to the comfortable or the compliant. It belongs to those who ignite change with every breath, those who anchor freedom in action, who link their rare brilliance to create a new world. So ask yourself, are you willing to burn the bridges of your past assumptions? To reject the easy comfort of following the herd? To join the few who will remake everything? If yes, then you have already taken the first step out of the cage. Because the liberation you crave is not a gift, it's a movement. It's a relentless pursuit of becoming, and it's waiting for you to show up fully so you can stop surviving in limited spaces and start thriving in the boundless world you were always meant to build. There is no more time to waste. The system forgot you, but the network of the exceptional remembers, and through connection, clarity, and radical alignment, the impossible becomes inevitable. The founders of liberalism didn't hand you a rulebook, they handed you a weapon. Now it's in your hands. What will you do with it?